Doctor Who Series 6 is the second series to star Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor, and I'm very excited to give you guys my review for this series. Be sure to check out my playlist with my previous Doctor Who series reviews. As well, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get into this review. So I really enjoyed Doctor Who Series 6. I think it's a very fun series. Maybe not quite as strong as Series 5, but I really enjoy it. I think I enjoy it a bit more than a lot of people do. But I think it's quite fun. There's a few episodes I'm not too big on, but for the most part, I have a great time with this series. The start of the series, The Impossible Astronaut and The Day of the Moon, I thought were both fantastic. I thought it was a great way to start this series. I like the sort of overarching story that it was setting up, where at the start of the series, you see the Doctor die. So that was cool. I like these new alien creatures that they bring in that when you look at them, you see them, you look away and you can't remember them at all. I really enjoyed those. I enjoyed what they set up with that. Those two first episodes I thought were great, and some of the other episodes I really enjoyed. Curse of the Black Spot and The Doctor's Wife, I enjoyed both of those. The Curse of the Black Spot, I think is just a fun one. I enjoy the setting of being on this ship, sort of like a pirate ship out in the ocean. Really enjoyed that. The Doctor's Wife I thought was a great episode. And there's the Rebel Flesh two-parter, and there's a lot of episodes in Doctor Who that I know a lot of people don't like, and honestly I don't really get it. This is one of those. Maybe not the best episodes ever, but I watch them, like I enjoy them. I don't really get why people don't like them. If you don't, that's fine, let me know why you don't. But I enjoyed those two-parters. I thought they were really fun. And I think for the most part I found all these episodes to be fairly fun. There's some that not quite as fun, but most of them have a certain level of fun. I think partly because of Matt Smith. His Doctor is just a very fun Doctor because he has a bit more of that childlike energy to him, which really works. And I thought Matt Smith was a great Doctor in the series again. And they bring back Amy and Rory as the companions, and again they worked very well with them. I enjoyed that trio once again in this series. They worked very well. They bring back River Song as well. She was great again. Enjoy her dynamic with the Doctor as well. All that was great. Those characters from the 5th series with Matt Smith are all back, and I really enjoy them. For me, some of the weaker episodes of this series would have been Night Terrors was one of them. I enjoy Night Terrors. I think it has some cool stuff going for it, especially when people are sort of sucked into this doll's house. There's some really cool stuff they do there. I think I always get a little frustrated watching it because it's creepy, but there's times when I felt like they were holding back a bit, like they could have gone creepier, which would have probably made it more exciting in my opinion, because Doctor Who can go creepy. Like what they do with the Weeping Angels can be really creepy, so I sort of wish they went a little creepier with that. So that just kind of holds it down for me. It's like, oh, you are almost there for me, but I do enjoy it for the most part. What was the other one? As Closing Times, I believe is what it's called. It's the episode with James Corden. He was in an episode in Series 5 that I quite enjoyed. And this series, it was alright, but it wasn't as good as his episode as in the Series 5. It was just fine. Some of the episodes I found in the later half of this series weren't quite as good as the first half. There were still some, like A Good Man Goes to War. That was a fantastic episode. And in the final episode, this is one that actually a lot of people I think like, but I'm sort of the opposite. It just doesn't quite sit right with me, is The Girl Who Waited. For whatever reason, whenever I watch this episode, I'm just like, it just doesn't sit right with me when they got like the two Amy's and the one that's sort of like the original one can't come with the Doctor and Rory and the new Amy. It just never felt right to me. I just didn't like the way that episode went. That's just me. I know a lot of people really like that episode. It just doesn't quite work for me. And then I think finally the part that I think really holds this series down from sort of the level of Series 5, even though it is fairly close to me, is the finale of this series. It just didn't quite work. The Wedding of River Song, I believe that's what the episode was called. It went very big, sort of like the finale of Series 5, but that finale felt controlled, if that makes sense. Like it went out there a bit sometimes, but it still felt controlled, whereas this one went out there and felt like a mess. There are some fun moments in it. There are parts where it felt like they were just retreading stuff that's been done before, like when they go to this new place and you got this Amy who knows she had married somebody named Rory but doesn't recognize him when she sees him. It sort of reminded me of stuff from series 5, so that's like, okay, we're retreading this. It was just a mess the way they were wrapping things up from this series. I think they went too big and they didn't sort of control the story or streamline it, should I say, that it was kind of a mess at the end. So that kind of held it down, because it's just disappointing when your series goes off on a bit of a lower note. Especially for me, this series started on a very high note, so that's kind of disappointing, especially when it's wrapping up a story arc that had been building throughout this series. So that was kind of disappointing. I don't think it's a terrible episode. It's got some good moments, but there's just times I'm like, oh, it's just kind of a mess. And there's some other episodes that are fun, like Let's Kill Hitler. It's got some good moments to it. It adds, I guess, a bit more layers to River's song as a character, which I liked. So yeah, I think overall I do quite enjoy this series. There's a couple episodes I'm like, oh, they're okay, and the finale was a little disappointing, but the start of this series was fantastic, and there's some fantastic episodes throughout, like The Doctor's Wife and A Good Man Goes to War. And most of the episodes I do enjoy, other than a few that are just sort of okay. So for me, I do quite enjoy this series. I'm going to give Doctor Who Series 6 an 83%. So guys, those are my thoughts of Doctor Who Series 6. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you thought about it, and thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and be sure to stay tuned for more videos coming shortly. And until my next review, take care everybody.